Mark Cox of Comloy Foundation.
Hi.
Mark is going to tell us the story of our pig project at Huekwa Lok School near Mae Sot. Mark.
Yep. Well, this is the new pens at Huekwa Lok School. We started this project in about July of 2011, wanting to practice this theory called natural farming, which involves using organic fertilizers and also fermented banana stock as a feed source to feed pigs and lower the overall cost of the project. That ensures that the project gets more profit with less input. So at the end of 2011, we were able to buy our first round of pigs, and we fed them on a roughly 50-50 diet of fermented banana stock and store-bought pellet food, which has a lot more protein, but it's also more expensive. Those pigs, over 4 months, they went from about 8 kilograms to 45 kilograms.
And just for comparison, how much is that pig there? What does that weigh?
That's probably 35 to 40, I would say.
Okay. So bigger than that when they were fully
Bigger
grown.
than that in 4 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was our first test to see what would happen if we bought half conventional store food and half fermented banana stock.
Okay.
After that, we launched a second test. What would happen if we fed pigs only 100% of this fermented banana stock?
Which costs a lot less than the store-bought food.
Yes, we wanted to run this test because of the low cost. Store-bought food is about 15 baht, or half a dollar per kilogram. The fermented banana stock is half a baht, which would be maybe 2 cents US per kilogram.
So it's about 1/30th.
1/30th, yes.
Yeah, 3%.
Roughly
Okay.
1/30th of the cost.
And what happened?
The first 2 months, the pigs grew quite quickly and looked very healthy and very strong. So it was very, very encouraging after 2 months. By the third month, their weight started to kind of flatten out. So their length was quite long, but their weight flattened out. So from that, we learned that after about 3 months of lowering our costs by using all fermented banana stock, if you start doing a 50-50 diet after the 3 months, then this pigs still gain weight quite quickly.
Okay.
So this pig, for example, is from round 2 of the 100% banana stock in the first 3 months.
Okay.
Now it is September, so it's been 9 months total.
Okay.
Yep.
And this one, are these little piglets, do they belong to this pig?
No, the breeder is over there. So
okay.
these are, I think, round 5.
Okay.
We started out, by the way, with one small pen, and from that, with the profits from each round of pigs sold, the headmaster and the staff here at Huekwa Lok were able to expand their project to include 3 pig pens and a duck shed.
Right, so what's the story of these pigs?
These are round 3, where the school has fed them fermented banana stock as well as leftover lunch food from the lunch program and any sort of green snacks they can find.
Right, but they're not buying store food for them. This is still nil cost, virtually nil cost.
Low to no cost.
Right.
The best way to call it, yes.
And can you tell us a bit about what it is they're walking around in? This doesn't look as though it's a concrete floor.
Yes, this is called a deep litter, or a compost deep litter. If you dig these pins down, maybe 40 to 70 centimeters, then fill them up with a dry carbon material, such as rice husk, or corn husk, or sugarcane husk. Chop it up finely and then put it in. It serves as a sort of bed for the pigs. Based on that, the pigs will mix all of their wastes together with the compost, or with the dry material, and after about 3 months or 4 months, it turns up being a strong compost. So you can sell the compost, you can use it in your own garden,
right?
For example, to grow the banana trees that you feed the pigs.
Okay.
Or you can just use it in normal vegetable gardening.
Okay.
So from one project, you get 2 outcomes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
strong compost and strong pigs.
And would you like just to show us what's going on over there?
Yeah, sure. Before that, here's a duck pen.
All right.
They keep ducks and also geese, and can collect eggs from that.
And what are they feeding the ducks and?
Some banana food and some rice, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And what are we looking at here?
Here's the school's banana plantation, I guess you can call. It's over 100 banana trees that they planted right before rainy season.
Right.
They had to transplant them from another part of their school.
Right.
So now that they've moved them, they're growing quite quickly. As you can see, some of the tall ones here. It's been only 4 months and they've grown this quickly from a very small stock.
And how many pigs will they be able to raise on this little patch, which we can see?
About around 100 trees can feed 10 adult pigs successfully throughout the year. Yeah.
And they also...
the difficult part is making sure that you leave these small stalks growing up after the big stalk.
Right.
So when you chop the big one, if you have a smaller one still growing, then you ensure that you consistently have a lot of bananas around.
And what are they planting between the rows of bananas?
At this school, they really like mustard, morning glory or water spinach in the U.S., rosella, okra, looks like lemongrass, eggplant, yeah.
And these are all vegetables that they otherwise would need to buy in the market?
Yes, yes. These are things that they use in their boarding school students' diets. So these are things now they can make themselves very easily using the compost from the pig pen.
Any idea how much they save by growing their own vegetables here?
Last time I checked, it was roughly every 3 months, what was that, 8,000 baht? Considering that a monthly cost for boarding food is 30 to 40,000, so they save 8,000 every 3 months.
Okay.
Yep.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Okay. And what's the next plan?
The next plan is, fortunately, the faculty here and the headmaster are very creative and they like trying new things. So throughout rainy season of this year, which was from roughly June until now, September, they were testing a fish project, raising catfish. They dug basically a long trench and were raising catfish on their own.
Right.
They just wanted to see what would happen if they bought store food and raised 200 catfish. They had a learning curve. They figured out some good lessons, and they actually did a very good job for the fish. They gained each had a weight of 1 kilo after roughly 3 months, which is pretty strong results for catfish.
And they discovered there's one thing big catfish like to eat?
Little catfish. So if you do start a catfish project, put all the fingerlings in at the same time.
Right.
And don't put them in tiers.
Okay, and what about...
the original catfish turned out quite strong.
And what about moving on to other schools? What about moving on to other schools and maybe teaching villagers all of these lessons?
Yes. Well, because of the location of this school, it's very close to the Burmese border, and there's a lot of ethnic Karen families. So because of that, we think this is a good location to train adults, especially parents of the students here.
Those hills, by the way, are in Myanmar, I think. The river flows along there, so just a few kilometers away.
Yeah, so this could serve as a training center, a possible source of income for parents wanting to come and work 2 to 3 days a week.
Okay.
And also as a source of income for the school to keep themselves self-sustainable. Yeah. In terms of expanding to other schools, we're thinking possibly 1 to 2 other schools in the future. For now, we're working on a second pig school in Po Prat, which is just south of Mae Sot. Okay. That's another large school called Dumaki.
Okay. Yeah. Mark, thank you very much.
Yep, happy to.